win. So that is my charge for you women today. Go out there, run, and win these elections, win seats, being in the, whatever it is, a board of governor, a school board, whatever it is, just go out there and do it. I want to thank everybody for coming today. We do appreciate you, and we thank you very much. And at this time, I'm going to give one of Mother's granddaughters, Donna Kwacha, to say a little bit today.
Good evening, everyone, members of the clergy. Baba, it's exciting to see you. I want a hug from you after this. Martha Karua, all dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. Most of you knew Mama as Mama Grace. To us, her grandchildren, she was just Mama. We never called her Danny. She was Mama, Mother Big, or Mama Maduong. Growing up, I think my mom and Auntie Jean had myself, Bob, my sister Velma, when Mama was in her prime. Bob. So we grew up with Bob. We would go with Mama to Kibuye in the evenings or on Sunday. Mama Makoluetwa, we go to the market, Wanyepo, we come back. Or she would have us in her car, the 504, everybody knows that one. And we would take a ride around town. Mama was a very humble woman. She was humble, she was loving, she was kind. She trained us to be kind to everyone, from the people at the top to the people at the bottom. She wanted us to always be kind, to be humble, not to be greedy, not to be envious of other people, and to be kind and loving to everyone around us. One of the things that Mama would do, sometimes she would take us to school. Koro, I would follow her. Anytime she said she was taking me somewhere, I would not leave her, because if I left her for even 1 minute, she was gone. Koro, I would hold on to her dress, whether it is going to the bathroom, wherever she went, I would stand right there and wait until she's done so she can take us to wherever she wanted to take us. Because of Mama, my mom taught us how to use a call box back then. There were no cell phones back then. It was just the landline. Koro, my mom taught us how to call just in case she needed to get a hold of us or we needed to get a hold of my grandmother. And Bob, since he was a young kid, was just one of those. He was very fast. So Bob lived with my grandmother. I lived with my mom and my dad in Arena. Bob would come visit us. And then whenever Bob wanted to leave, we'd just call my grandmother, run to the shops to get money from my mom's purse, go to the shops, walungongo from the call box. But then by the time she would get a hold of my mom, it would be too late. We would have left the house, gone through Kibuye, crossed Kakamega Road. Back then, Kakamega Road was one of the most dangerous roads, and gone to her house. By the time my mom would realize, it was just too late. She'd call my mother, my grandmother, we still call her Mama. And then Mama would be like, hey, Pauline, ginka e. And then she would drive us back home. So when Mama, due to old age, started getting sickly, one of the things I noticed was that not too many people are accommodating of the elderly when they're sick. But I want to thank the doctors who would come to the house. And I would like to make a request that let us normalize the doctors visiting the elderly in their homes to give them the treatment that they need. I would also like to ask the female politicians who are, one day will be as old as Mama was, make some type of I don't know how to ask this, a bill, anything that would make it easy for the elderly to access hospital beds, to access certain kinds of foods that they might need that is not readily available to everyone. Mama was lucky there are some things she needed that she could get. But what of other people who might need that doctor to come and see her because she can't get there and that doctor is not there? What of those people who might need a nutritional supplement because of konyal chemo or whatever the problem might be, and those things are too expensive for people to access? Maybe it would help if we even had ambulances that would carry a sickly elderly senior citizen from their home to the hospital. So Mama's sickness taught us a lot. It taught us a lot. It taught us a lot about patience. It taught us a lot about being grateful. It opened our eyes to a lot of things that possibly we would not have known had Mama not grown that old. But even in her old age, when we would call her, she would still make jokes, whether it is, oh, because she would be concerned if you did not have weight on you. She thought she was struggling, but she didn't realize that being 1 gigabyte is the aim thing sometimes. Koro would be like, no, Mama, what did my bear? I didn't prepare a speech, so I'm just winging it. And Mama had 6 kids, so I noticed that when she first lost my uncle Ramogi, it depressed her, so to speak. She was very hurt. She was not herself. Then she lost Auntie Josie first, Mama Charlene, and then she lost